In the quiet village of Plakali, nestled deep within the misty woods, there lurked a dark secret whispered among the townsfolk. It was said that the shadows held the echoes of 12 restless souls, each tethered to the mortal realm by unfinished business or unforgiven sins. Among them, the first ghost was the most infamous, the spirit of a gypsy woman, condemned to death for the crime of witchcraft. Her name was lost to time, buried beneath the weight of fear and superstition. But her presence lingered, a haunting specter that prowled the cobblestone streets under the shroud of night. Those who dared to venture near her domain spoke of a chilling sensation that crept up their spine, accompanied by the unmistakable scent of tobacco smoke, a lingering reminder of her earthly pleasures. The legend spoke of her demise in hushed tones, a tale woven with threads of betrayal and vengeance. It was said that jealousy and suspicion had fueled the flames of persecution, casting her into the abyss of condemnation. Yet even in death, she refused to relinquish her hold on the living, her ethereal form weaving through the tapestry of time with an insatiable hunger for justice. The villagers whispered tales of her apparition, of fleeting glimpses caught in the corner of weary eyes and the soft murmur of her voice carried on the wind. Some claimed she offered to peer into the depths of their futures, promising glimpses of fate shrouded in uncertainty. Others spoke of her wrath, of misfortune befalling those who dared to cross her path with disrespect or disbelief. But amidst the fear and trepidation that gripped the hearts of the villagers, there were those who sought to uncover the truth hidden beneath the veil of legend. They delved into dusty tomes and ancient scrolls, piecing together fragments of history in a quest for understanding. Yet the more they unearthed, the deeper the mystery grew, as if the very fabric of reality strained against their efforts to unveil its secrets. And so, the village of Plakali remained ensnared in the grip of the unknown, its streets haunted by the specters of the past and the whispers of those who dared to defy the darkness. But whether the truth would set them free or condemn them to a fate worse than death remained to be seen, for the tale of the gypsy woman and her 11 companions was far from reaching its chilling conclusion. As the nights grew longer, and the chill of winter descended upon the village, a sense of unease settled like a heavy fog over the hearts of the townsfolk. Strange occurrences plagued Plakali, each more ominous than the last, as if the very fabric of reality strained against the weight of its own secrets. Whispers spread like wildfire through the cobblestone streets, tales of spectral apparitions prowling the darkness and mysterious disappearances that left no trace behind. Some whispered of a ghastly figure, cloaked in shadow and adorned with chains forged from the sins of the past, while others spoke of ethereal voices that echoed through the abandoned alleys, beckoning the living to heed their call. Among the whispers, one name resonated with an eerie sense of foreboding: the gypsy woman of Plakali, her presence a harbinger of doom and despair. It was said that those who crossed her path were cursed to wander the mortal realm, as restless spirits, forever bound to the village that bore witness to their untimely demise. Yet amid the chaos and uncertainty, there were those who refused to surrender to fear, determined to unravel the mysteries that gripped their once peaceful home. Among them was a young scholar, drawn to Plakali by tales of the supernatural and the allure of forbidden knowledge. Armed with nothing but a thirst for truth and a relentless curiosity, the scholar delved into the depths of the village's haunted history, piecing together fragments of lore and legend in search of answers. But with each revelation came a new layer of darkness, threatening to consume them in its suffocating embrace. And so, the stage was set for a confrontation unlike any other, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred into nothingness, and the fate of Plakali hung in the balance. For the ghosts of the past were stirring, their restless souls yearning for release, and only by confronting the sins that bound them to the mortal realm could the village hope to find redemption. But whether salvation awaited, or damnation loomed on the horizon remained to be seen, for the shadows of Plakali held secrets that defied even the bravest souls to uncover. And as the scholar ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, they could only pray that their quest for truth would not lead them to join the ranks of the haunted spirits that prowled the streets of the cursed village. As the scholar delved deeper into the secrets of Plakali, they unearthed a trail of deception and betrayal that wound its way through the village like a serpent's coil. Dark alliances forged in the shadows, whispered bargains sealed with blood, and a tangled web of lies spun by those who sought to keep the truth hidden from prying eyes. But amidst the chaos, one name rose above the rest, a name whispered in hushed tones, feared by even the most hardened souls. The Elder Council of Plakali, guardians of the village's darkest secrets, wielders of power that stretch far beyond the mortal realm. Driven by a relentless desire for knowledge, the scholars set their sights on unraveling the mysteries that shrouded the council in secrecy. With each passing day, they pieced together fragments of the truth, uncovering a tapestry of corruption and malevolence that stretched back centuries. But the closer they came to the heart of the conspiracy, the greater the danger that lurked in the shadows. Whispers of betrayal echoed through the streets, and sinister figures lurked in the darkness, their eyes ablaze with malice. And then, on a moonless night cloaked in silence, the scholar stumbled upon a revelation that would shake the very foundations of Plakali to its core. A truth so profound, so unthinkable, that it threatened to tear the village apart at its seams. For the Elder Council of Plakali was not merely a gathering of wise elders, but a coven of witches and warlocks, practitioners of dark magic who had made a pact with unspeakable forces in exchange for power and immortality. And at the heart of it all stood the gypsy woman, her spirit bound to the village by the same dark magic that fueled the council's reign of terror. Her execution had been a ruse, a clever deception orchestrated to conceal the truth of her eternal imprisonment. But now, as the scholars stood on the precipice of revelation, they realized that the true horror of Plakali lay not in its ghosts or its curses, but in the malevolent forces that lurked in the shadows, manipulating the fate of the village for their own twisted ends. And as they prepared to confront the darkness that threatened to consume them, they knew that the battle for Plakali's soul had only just begun. For the Elder Council would stop at nothing to protect their secrets, and the scholar would need to wield all their courage and cunning if they were to emerge from the shadows victorious. As the scholar delved deeper into the secrets of Plakali, they uncovered a series of cryptic symbols etched into the walls of ancient catacombs beneath the village. Each glyph told a story of its own, a tale of sacrifice and salvation, of darkness and light intertwined in a delicate dance. Driven by a sense of urgency, the scholar deciphered the enigmatic script, piecing together fragments of forgotten lore that spoke of a ritual that could break the curse that bound the spirits of Plakali to the mortal realm. But as they delved deeper into the mysteries of the catacombs, they stumbled upon a revelation that shook them to their core. For hidden within the depths of the earth lay a chamber of unspeakable horror, a nexus of power where the Elder Council conducted their darkest rituals under the cloak of night. And at the center of it all stood a figure shrouded in darkness, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light, the High Priestess of the Elder Council, keeper of the ancient secrets that bound the fate of Plakali to the whims of the supernatural. With their heart pounding in their chest, the scholar knew that they stood on the precipice of discovery, their fate intertwined with the destiny of the cursed village. For the ritual they sought to unravel held the key to breaking the cycle of suffering that had plagued Plakali for generations. But it also unleashed forces beyond their comprehension. And as they prepared to confront the High Priestess and her coven of malevolent witches and warlocks, they knew that they faced a battle unlike any they had ever known. For the fate of Plakali hung in the balance, teetering on the edge of oblivion, and only by confronting the darkness that lurked within the shadows could they hope to emerge victorious. But whether they had the strength and courage to face the horrors that awaited them in the depths of the catacombs remained to be seen. For the Elder Council would stop at nothing to protect their secrets, and the scholar would need to summon all their resolve if they were to stand against the tide of darkness that threatened to engulf them. As the scholar ventured deeper into the catacombs, they were enveloped by a suffocating darkness that seemed to press in on all sides. Their footsteps echoed hollowly against the ancient stone walls, each sound a reminder of the perilous journey that lay ahead. But despite the palpable sense of dread that hung heavy in the air, the scholar pressed on, driven by a relentless determination to uncover the truth that lay hidden within the depths of Plakali. With each step, they could feel the weight of centuries-old secrets bearing down upon them, the whispers of the past echoing through the labyrinthine tunnels like a siren's song. And then, at last, they reached the heart of the catacombs, a chamber bathed in an eerie glow, illuminated by flickering torches that cast dancing shadows across the walls. At the center of the chamber stood the High Priestess, her form wreathed in darkness as she presided over a sinister ritual that sent shivers down the scholar's spine. With bated breath, the scholar watched as the Elder Council chanted in unison, their voices rising in a haunting melody that reverberated through the chamber like a curse. Around them, the air crackled with arcane energy, thick with the scent of blood and incense as they called upon forces beyond mortal comprehension. But as the ritual reached its climax, a sudden realization dawned upon the scholar, a truth so profound, it threatened to shatter the very foundations of their understanding. For the curse that bound the spirits of Plakali to the village was not merely the work of dark magic, but a reflection of the sins of those who had come before. In that moment of clarity, the scholar understood that the true key to breaking the curse lay not in defeating the Elder Council or unraveling the mysteries of the catacombs, but in confronting the darkness that lurked within their own hearts. For only by acknowledging the past and embracing the light of redemption could they hope to banish the shadows that threatened to consume them all. With newfound resolve, the scholars stepped forward, their voice ringing out with a clarity born of conviction. And as they spoke, the chamber trembled, the ancient stone walls shaking with the force of their words as they cast aside the shackles of fear and doubt. But whether their words would be enough to break the curse that had plagued Plakali for so long remained to be seen. For the fate of the village hung in the balance, teetering on the edge of oblivion, as the scholars stood against the darkness with nothing but the power of their own courage and the flickering flame of hope. As the scholars' words echoed through the chamber, a profound stillness descended upon the catacombs, as if the very fabric of reality held its breath in anticipation. The high priestess and the elder council turned their gaze upon the intruder, their eyes ablaze with fury and disbelief at this unexpected challenge to their authority. But the scholars stood firm, their resolve unshaken by the daunting presence of the powerful coven. With each word they spoke, they called upon the spirits of Plakali to bear witness to the truth, to lend their strength to the struggle against the darkness that threatened to consume them all. As the echoes of their voice faded into the silence, a tension hung in the air like a tangible force, the weight of centuries-old grievances and unspoken truths pressing down upon the assembled figures in the chamber. And then, in a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, the high priestess stepped forward, her features twisted into a mask of rage and defiance. With a flick of her wrist, she unleashed a torrent of dark magic, sending waves of malevolent energy crashing toward the scholar with a force that threatened to overwhelm them. But the scholar stood their ground, their spirit unyielding in the face of adversity. With a flicker of determination in their eyes, they raised their hands, weaving a barrier of light that deflected the onslaught of darkness with a resounding crackle of energy. The catacombs trembled with the force of their clash, the very earth quaking beneath their feet as the battle between light and shadow raged on. With each spell cast and each incantation spoken, the balance of power shifted, teetering on the edge of chaos as the fate of Plakali hung in the balance. And then, in a blinding flash of light, the darkness was banished, dispelled by the unwavering resolve of the scholar and the flickering flame of hope that burned within their heart. As the echoes of the battle faded into the depths of the catacombs, a sense of peace settled over Plakali, the shadows receding like a tide retreating from the shore. The curse that had plagued the village for generations was broken at last, its hold on the spirits of the past shattered by the power of redemption and forgiveness. And as the dawn broke over the horizon, casting its golden rays upon the quiet streets of Plakali, the villagers emerged from their homes, their hearts filled with a newfound sense of hope and possibility. For though the scars of the past would never fully heal, they knew that the darkness that had once threatened to consume them had been vanquished, replaced by the gentle promise of a brighter tomorrow. As the villagers emerged from their homes, their faces illuminated by the dawn's soft light, they found the scholar lying motionless on the cold stone floor of the catacombs, their body battered and broken from the ferocity of the battle. Whispers of sorrow and lamentation filled the air as the villagers gathered around, their hearts heavy with grief at the loss of one who had sacrificed so much in the name of their salvation. Tears flowed freely as they laid the fallen scholar to rest, their spirit forever enshrined in the annals of Plakali's history as a hero who had dared to defy the darkness. But even as they mourned their fallen comrade, a sense of unease lingered in the air, a lingering reminder of the darkness that still lurked in the shadows, waiting to rise once more. For though the curse that bound the spirits of Plakali had been broken, the scars of the past ran deep, leaving behind wounds that would never fully heal. And as the villagers returned to their daily lives, haunted by the memories of the horrors they had witnessed, they knew that the specter of darkness would always loom over their beloved village, a reminder of the price they had paid for their freedom. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars twinkled overhead, Casting their gentle light upon the quiet streets of Plakali, the villagers gathered once more, their hearts heavy with sorrow and regret. For though they had triumphed over the darkness, their victory had come at a cost, one that would be etched into the very fabric of their souls for all eternity. And as they gazed up at the heavens, they knew that the true price of their freedom was a burden they would carry with them until the end of days.